Hi, everyone. I'm Christine Tulley, President and Executive Writing Coach at Defend, Publish, and Lead. And welcome to episode 205, 2024 Holiday Gift Recommendations for Writers or Yourself. I apologize in advance. You may hear some like icicle noises behind me. That's because I'm in Ohio and we got a lot of ice and snow last night, and there is not a single building on my campus today where you don't hear crackling of icicles. So we'll just say it adds to the holiday experience today. So this is an episode you may want to look at on YouTube because it is our annual episode where we count down some holiday gift ideas, and we've had some in the past that might be of use. So I'll link to all of those episodes in our show notes. And for those of you that are audio only, I'll describe them and links will be there. Many of these you can Google and find without having to go and look at links directly. So the first one, and we'll just count down from number 5. I do kind of like funny candles. I know I put this on a holiday list a while back, but I found 2 that were pretty funny. And again, links will be in the show notes. One is a candle that says, "Smells like you lit up that dissertation." So that one's, I think, great for any of our dissertation writers or completers. It doesn't matter. I think it would work in both contexts. And another one that's great for all academics would be one that says revise and resubmit. And the candle that I'm showing shows it over and over and over again. So both of these are great. They're under $13 and all the reviews are really good. So I don't have one of these. I don't work for the company that makes these, but I do kind of like a funny candle because that's something that is great for another writer. But also I'm a big fan of adding things to an office environment that maybe help with writing. I do my writing sort of on the run, and I will have something for those of you that are like me where you take your writing with you. So you bring your laptop to a coffee shop or a library or wherever you go. I do have some stuff for that too, but if you're in a spot that you're always in the same place, so either your work office, a home office, you write, in your dining room table, whatever it is, anything that I think adds to ambiance to kind of set the mood for writing, remind you about writing, all those are great. So number 5, one of the candles that's especially about writing. For number 4, this is something that's been on my mind because definitely the more that I write, the more stationary I am. I've mentioned before that I think even in a holiday episode, I've mentioned, getting like a standing desk and using a bike desk. Both those things I do. I have a real old school bike desk. I think I put it in our very first holiday episode. But one of the things I'm looking at now is an under desk elliptical machine, which you pretty much sit at your desk and put your feet on the pedals and just pedal away. And this one is not cheap. This one is $119 US. So this is sort of a luxury present on the list this year. But why I like this is that it has a remote control. So you pretty much can just sit down at your desk, plop your feet on the pedals if you're physically able to do that, and hit the remote and go, and you can adjust the speeds. So I just liked it for the remote control. There are definitely some that are low tech where there's no technology at all. So if you want something like that, you literally want something that looks like bike pedals under your desk. I saw lots of those on Amazon, definitely for less than like $45 and some even cheaper than that. So I do like that idea that I don't even have to set anything else up. I like the idea that I just sit down at my desk. The pedals are right there to remind me. I'm hoping that maybe if I get this, something like this will help me kind of get just a little bit more movement. I know I talked about this in another episode. I do not remember which one, but I did talk about the idea of just getting some physical movement because we can't expect our brains to just crank out ideas all day sitting at our desk without, being able to go outside and get some fresh air or moving our body. So a perfect example of this is that I mentioned the icicles. Today, the wind chill is below -10. It's crazy and freezing outside, but I still made myself go and pick up a package, through campus buildings because I knew that I had to do some writing and I wanted to make sure that I just kind of did something to reset my brain. So I sort of like this, that if you really have to sit at your desk, so you're a dissertation writer, you've got a deadline, you're trying to complete your tenure and promotion packet, this way, at least, you're just kind of allowing your body to do some movement rather than sitting there rigidly. So hopefully this is a good suggestion for some people. This one was called an under desk elliptical machine. The third one is a book that I've recommended, and I try to put a book about writing on the list every year, but this is one I'm not finished with yet, but it's one of the first that I've seen that does what it does. The name of the book is called Beyond Productivity, Embodied, Situated, and Unbalanced Faculty Writing Processes. So this comes from Kim Hensley Owens and Derek Van Ittersum, who are scholars in my field of writing studies. But what I like about it is it's an edited collection where different faculty writers talk about how writing works with their bodies, how they how they struggled with different writing challenges, how they overcame those challenges and didn't overcome them, and what happened as a result. And I just really like it because this is the first edited collection that I've seen that really addresses a couple of things. It talks about the realities of faculty writing. It doesn't sugarcoat some of the things, but it also shows how writing actually moved from an idea to completion. So that's something that we talk about a lot on Defend, Publish, and Lead. So, I love hearing faculty narratives about writing, but I'm also interested in the writing itself. So when they put their fingers on the keyboard or they started writing with a pen, how did they do that thing? How did they get from, the idea or sitting down in that spot to making words come out of their fingertips? Or, how did they get that idea generation? So this book really does this. And I love it because it's presented from a variety of different writers, some with, complex health circumstances, some that have some more bodily challenges to writing. We just talked about the elliptical bike thing to kind of address some of those. It's just really a good book, I think, to just read about faculty writing processes in sort of a no guilt way, meaning you don't have to read this book and implement strategies. So it's not something that's assigning you homework, although I do like those books too. This one, I would argue, is almost a pleasure read. It is a pleasure read for me. I'm interested in this stuff. But if you're looking for a book to kind of help you think about writing over the break, maybe if you happen to be able to get a break at this time of year, I think this is a really good one to just kind of reset some expectations and to get some new problem solving strategies. So it doesn't demand anything from you, but I think it's really, it just gives you some alternate ways to think about writing maybe that you haven't before. So great book. Number two, I also like habit trackers, and I've recommended one before in one of my previous episodes. This particular one that I'm showing on screen, this one is from Etsy. It's cheap, it's less than $17. And what I like about it is it actually shows a habit chart that is a circle, where you basically see your circle getting completed. So if there's 31 days in the month, imagine 31 days kind of spaced around a circle with little habit boxes in there. So you can basically see as you're doing them, you're making progress. So I love this idea that you can kind of see the circle getting completed, like we might have on an Apple Watch or on a Fitbit or one of our other types of trackers. So I could see a scenario where this would be really fun to just have some fun colored pencils and color in your habits on this thing. I still have some habit trackers from a group called Free Period Press, that if you want one of those, you can also contact me at Christine at Defend, Publish, and Lead. I'll give them away if you want those. And I love those too. Free Period Press is in the Cleveland area. And so that's an area that I like to support. That's where I'm from. But this particular habit tracker, if you're looking for a new one, I like this idea of filling in the circle. So once I've used up all the ones I have, I'll probably move to something like this. So habit tracker, I think, is great. Also, unlike academic calendars, which start in August, this one does start in January. So I know with habit tracker, sometimes I do buy them in August and I just kind of start them where they are and then reuse them through the rest of the year if they're undated. This one is also undated. So you can start it at any point, but January would be a great start for some of those new writing habits. The last thing is something that I don't have a really great way to do show and tell with this, but my laptop bag is a disaster because I am a portable writer. I take my laptop, I take my cord, I take my headphones, I take my portable hard drive. I often have printed out scholarly articles and books and all that kind of stuff. So one of the things that I've been toying with is the idea of having some kind of like organizational pouch or bag inside my laptop case to organize all that stuff. And I started seeing they're kind of stand-up organizational pouches. So you literally could put it in your laptop bag, kind of standing up in there. And then when you take it out, it stands up and the one side folds down. So I could put my headphones in there and my hard drive, and I like highlighters. And every once in a while, I cut apart a draft with scissors. I could have little scissors in there. But this bag that I'm showing on screen is called the Kokoyu Bag and Bag Tool Pen Stand. But it essentially is just a stand-up pouch for your laptop bag that you could put on your desk, but then take it with you. So I like this because it would kind of eliminate me rummaging around in my laptop case for the various things I need. I could just stand it up on my library table, unzip it, and everything is there. So this is something that I'm really interested in as a Christmas present. I'm going to ask somebody for it. But this one is a pretty cheap one, and it is only $21 US on Amazon now. There are also smaller versions. I looked for something that was big enough to hold like big headphones that go over my ears that fold up. So I knew that this was the right size for it. If you're not looking at it on screen with me, it has 3 different compartments in it, plus like a little pouch thing that looks like it's really great for reading glasses or something like that. So this would be another one that I recommend. And then finally, I did not put this on here because this is sort of a standing holiday gift recommendation, but we always encourage our clients to go with Defend, Publish, and Lead coaching hours. So if that's something that you're interested in, you need help completing your writing project, feel free to ask somebody to gift you a writing hour. At the moment, they are at the cheapest price. They will be all year, and we do free 30-minute consultations. So if you're interested in any of that, you can reach me at Christine at defendpublishlead.com, and I'm happy to help you with that. Also, if you're interested in one of those habit trackers, if I still have one left, I will send it your way. You can let me know and I will get one out to you. So happy holidays, everybody. Happy writing.